We are first going to learn what is a VDOLLAR view and why is it needed. Before that, it is important to know the Oracle architecture, at least at a very high level. On broad terms, Oracle has two components, Oracle data files and Oracle instance. Oracle data files. These are the actual physical files where your data is stored. Oracle instance. These are the processes that take the data from the user or the applications and interact with the Oracle data files. Oracle instance processes also take care of the background work necessary to keep the database running. Please note, it is not a single process. For example, one process takes care of writing to the files, one process reads the data, and so on. It is a combination of multiple processes. Users interact with the Oracle instance using the SQL language and almost never interact with the Oracle data files directly. In a nutshell, user fires a query, Oracle instance process goes to the data files, reads or updates the data, and gives the response back to the user. This is how it works. I'm getting into more details now. In reality, it is not as simple as that. The instance does not get the data from the physical data files and directly give it to the user. What it does is, it takes the data from the data files, loads it into the memory, and then Oracle server takes the data from memory and performs the calculations as needed and provides the results to the user. This is how it works. Next time, when the same data is being requested by any user, the data is not retrieved from the data files, but just from the memory. This continues as long as the data that is required is not flushed out from the memory. Now, you might question me, why should Oracle do the job twice? Why should it load the data to the memory and then give it to the user? Is it not double work? Why not take it from the disk every time? Because reading from memory is much faster than reading from the data files. This gives a much better performance. If it has to take data from the disk every time, this will have severe performance issues. Queries will take a lot of time. I have given a very simplistic view of the Oracle architecture to begin with, so that you can understand the next steps. Now, we'll come back to our main question. What are the VDOLLAR views? When you submit a query, Oracle uses all these components to process your query. We learned it just now, right? Every operation reading from the files, writing into memory, reading from memory is going to take some time. We need some way to monitor how all these components are performing, isn't it? For example, what is the total data that is read from files? What is the total data that is written into the files in what time? These are the measure of the performance with respect to input-output. How much data is read from or written into memory in what time is something that tells us the performance with respect to memory, isn't it? What are the SQLs executed by the user? How much time they have taken? These are all the statistics that help us know the actual performance of user queries. There are thousands of such statistics provided by Oracle to us. These statistics are available in what we call as dictionary views, also called as VDOLLAR performance views. These are table-like structures that tell us various aspects of Oracle performance. There are hundreds of such views. What you see on the screen are the most common ones you are going to learn in this tutorial. Every view also has some concepts behind them. For example, to understand $LATCH, you will first have to know what is a latch and how it works. You will learn them too.